Hello everyone, welcome to your monthly reading. This is Saida. I'll be doing a reading for the month of November 2015, and I'll be using the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards from Doreen Virtue. Okay, so I actually like to make one announcement before I start the reading. I created a new listing in my Etsy shop, and it's for a Goddess love reading, and Goddess Hathor, Mother Mary, and Goddess Kuan Yin will be the main guides I'll be using for that reading. So if you'd like to check the box below this video, you can find the link to that, okay? So let's get started. This month I picked up on some interesting messages, some good ones actually. For the month of November, I saw the color orange, and the first thing I sensed was a lot of movement for the month of November. Lots of movement, lots of change. So I sense a lot of people working to make changes. I also sense things picking up. I actually sense that things will be improving, or will be working on making improvements in every aspect of our lives. I see a lot of planning, organizing. I see people rearranging things. So it could be in their home, or it could just be in their lives, like working to organize and rearrange things. And I saw too in the color orange that creativity will be increasing. So it feels like some of you might get some new ideas, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in terms of art. It could just be coming up with creative solutions when it comes to your lives. Like if you have any issues, you get more creative in how to solve them. Okay? And another thing I saw was the color brown. And in this color, I sensed some learning. So I sense for some of you, you might be taking a class, or you might look into enrolling in school. It doesn't have to be now, maybe later on down the line. So I saw school, and I also sensed overcoming difficulties in the color brown. So I sense some of you working on moving through blocks and overcoming difficulties. I also sensed Archangel Gabriel as an angel that you can call on to help you in the month of November. Okay? So first card I picked is Brigitte. Don't back down. Okay, so in this card, I sense this card is very powerful. First of all, the first thing I sensed in this card was protection. Okay, so I feel like a lot of us, or all of us more than likely, are going to feel very protected. So I feel like if we have plans that we want to execute, those plans will be protected, and will be protected as we're executing them. I also see us standing up for ourselves more, standing up for our truth, what we believe is right, what it is that we want to accomplish. I see us defending our truth more. I see people speaking out more too, so I feel like people are going to feel a little bit more confident in themselves and what it is that they want, and saying, well, this is what I want, and there's nothing that you can say about it. So it's that kind of energy coming through. I sense that for a lot of people, there's something very important to us that we've been nurturing, that we've been protecting ourselves. We've been protecting something that's very important to us, and we're going to see it through to the end. Like we've been working on it, and it's something that we're going to make sure that we accomplish. So we're not going to be giving up, which is great. Okay? So we're going to be making sure that we finish what we started, or that we make sure that we move into the next stage without giving up. Okay, so that's the main message. Don't give up. Okay, that's what I sense here. Next card I picked, Aphrodite. Okay. So in this card, I sensed, the main message I sensed first was nurturing. I feel like nurturing ourselves is going to be very important in the month of November. It says inner goddess. I know there's a glare there, so it says inner goddess. So I feel like nurturing ourselves is going to be very important in the month of November. I feel like it's going to be very important for us to get rest, because I feel like as things pick up, we're going to have to expend more of our energy, or a lot of the changes might be tiring, so we're going to have to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves, okay? And for a lot of people, I sense too that we're going to be observing ourselves more. So I feel like as things change around us, we're also going to be spending more time to look within, to see what needs to change within as well. So maybe the changes are so much that you find that you're going to have to change something about yourself or your thought forms in order to come into these changes a little bit easier. Okay? It could be the way you see yourself. Simple as that. So I sense that being a focus. So, yeah, I see people coming into their power more and seeing themselves differently. So I sense it's mainly because things are going to be moving. So self-care is going to be important. I also see some people making some diet changes and lifestyle changes. So it's going to be necessary, I feel, because we're going to feel a sense of more self-love. We're going to have a desire to take care of ourselves more from the inside out. Okay? Okay, next card I picked, Mother Mary. Expect a miracle. And I find this hilarious because when I post these videos, I usually have my setup in mind. Like before I even pulled the cards, you know, I was like, okay, I'm going to have a Mother Mary candle. I'm going to have my Mother Mary statue. And I think it's hilarious that this card popped out. Okay, so her presence seems to be very strong in the month of November, probably even now. I mean, she's a wonderful presence. She seems to be very strong right now. And I feel like in this card, the main message I sense in this card is have faith. Have faith that things are going to get better. Okay, I see her bringing a lot of peace to us and helping us to relax a little bit. Because I feel like for some people, either they've been wanting these changes for a while and it's been weighing on people. So I also sense that maybe some people have some fears, like wondering if these changes will work out for their highest good. And I feel like she's saying just have faith, and you have to trust that everything will work out fine. So I see her sending a blessing as well. And I see her holding the baby Jesus here. But I feel like that's very symbolic of her sending us help. Could be in the form of a person or someone that gives us advice or someone that's going to be helping us. So I feel like she's going to be sending a lot of help. She's really working behind the scenes here. So I feel like she's going to be sending us someone who's very powerful or who can really give us some assistance. So she's saying to have faith and trust. Trust that she knows what she's doing and she's going to help. Okay? And the last card I picked was Bast, Independent. And I feel like this card is perfect for the month of November because I feel like it goes right in sync with the messages I picked up while shuffling. I sense a lot of empowerment here. I sense a lot of people feeling a sense of empowerment. I get a sense that people will be getting more freedom or feeling a higher sense of freedom. So I feel like for a lot of people, they're going to be having more say over their lives. So you're going to be having more say over your life. You're going to be embracing your independence more. So I'm getting a sense too that you're going to be making more changes, but you're going to be you're going to be the one who's going to be saying, well, this is what's going to change, this is what I'm doing, and you're going to be very empowered by that. And I get a sense too that people will be letting go of attachments. So I feel like it could be attachments to obligations. So feeling like, well, you know, sometimes when we get help from people or when we rely on people for a long time, we have this sense of obligation, as if we owe them something, or, you know, it's something that might burden us. But I feel like because of this sense of independence, we're going to be able to get rid of that. Okay, so if we do feel like we owe someone something, well, we'll take care of it and then we'll move on to something else. But we won't have that sense of obligation anymore. So we're going to be feeling a higher sense of freedom. And I feel for a lot of people, especially for women, I feel like you're really going to be growing up and transitioning into a woman. So this is a very beautiful thing. So that's what I sense from this card. Okay, so those are the messages for November 2015. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know I did. These are great messages, and I hope to see you around for the next reading. Okay, take care.